All right. Happy Friday, everybody. My name is Crystal Holloman, and I'm a digital anchor here at the News 10 Plus digital desk, fixing my microphone. And I am joined by News 10 sports co-director Tim Staudt. How are you this Friday?
Ready for the weekend.
So are we.
That makes sense?
It does.
Just checking the final leaderboard here in the second round of the British Open.
I had it up here for you, actually.
Five-shot lead, huh?
Right here.
Five-shot lead. That's pretty good.
Let me pull it up here so everybody can see.
I wonder how long it'll last. See how many guys broke
This is
par?
what I have.
23 guys are under par. I guess out of the 75 or so who made the cut was 3 over par. This Brian Harmon, I saw him play at the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit.
Really?
He's just a little guy, left hand, 36 years old, played at Georgia, but he can hit it a long way. He's a wonderful putter. And today he made a lot of them. He made a lot of par saves. He made 8 pars in a row on the back, eagled 18 to get to a 65, which is 600 today, par 71 there. So now the pressure's on him. He's listening to him afterward. He was mature and wise enough to realize that it's a great start. He's in the final group tomorrow, and he's going to have to play with a hometown favorite, Tommy Fleetwood.
I was going to say, there's a lot of
The way Ricky Fowler was the favorite in Detroit a couple weeks ago, Fleetwood will be the favorite with the fans tomorrow. Although the European fans are very polite, very polite. They traditionally have been that. They're not like soccer.
We'll get
Golf,
to that.
they're polite.
We'll get to that. Not always, because wasn't there somebody who was making kind of a ruckus during somebody's swing not too long ago?
Yeah, but that happens everywhere. And the guy's sensitive, too.
Okay.
I would have, just like the movie Caddyshack, miss it. When a guy, miss it. Remember that?
Is that what you say to David Andrews when he's getting ready to talk on camera?
You don't need to yell miss it for him to miss it.
What about the weather? It's 91% precipitation, 60s.
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be bad for the first 2 days, and it was anything but. Although it got windier as the day went on today, to me, it'll be a lot more challenging. In Europe and those places, the later the day goes, the wind tends to come up, and that makes it tougher. And I think the wind really was a factor in the first 2 days for those that played later in the day.
I see here this is not the man from Spain that I selected. So Adrian was actually my second choice.
Well, I picked Cam Smith. Where is he? Where is Cam Smith? He's the defending champion, and I don't think he's near the top. I hope he made the cut. You can't win if you don't make the cut.
That's what I hear.
You don't
Jordan.
Cam Smith. I don't like the direction you're going. I don't like that direction.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't sound to me like he's going to repeat.
There's Koepka down there. It's not looking good. There's a projected cut. So
The cut's at +3, right? Is that what it says?
yes.
Yeah, the cut's at +3. You had to shoot +3 to make it.
I must have missed him.
I
Although
think you
Justin
did.
Rose is pretty far down there.
Well, we won't worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not near the top, but what I say, 21 guys are under par. Now, it just depends on what the weather's like during the weekend and how tough the pin placements will be on Saturday and Sunday.
The other big news, we've actually talked about this a little bit over the past couple of weeks, is the Washington Commanders sold to a group that includes Magic Johnson. And what was the cost?
$6.05 billion. He's not the majority owner.
He is not.
But you're going to see him tonight on the Sports crying. He did an NBC interview on the Today Show where he's all emotional. He's all worked up emotionally because he gets a chance to be an NFL owner, but he's got a small portion of the Dodgers. I mean, he has a small portion, a lot of businesses, but they can say that he's a small portion owner. The thing he said that's note that after this year they may change the nickname from Commanders.
That's interesting to me.
So
Because that's a big marketing change. Because you went through everything just to change them to the Commanders not too long ago.
well, for $6 billion, if that's what you paid for it, you can change the nickname.
You can pretty much do whatever you want.
Great. I don't know that they will, but you write down here, how will the players react? Well, it won't be any. that's hard to say. I think it's more important how the players get along with each other and the head coach. If they get along well with those guys and have success, you don't have that much interaction with management and the ownership. Some do, some don't. So obviously, he's here. He's there for the showmanship. He's 63 now. He'll be 64 next month.
This is from earlier today, I believe. I don't have any sound on this.
That's all right. You're going to hear him at
Gonna hear him
6:20.
later. All right. That's what we got. And then also today, the Women's FIFA World Cup starts. U.S. going for a three-peat, taking on Vietnam. There's a lot of talk about Vietnam because this is really big for that country.
All right.
But chances of them beating the U.S.
Josh and I talked.
not great. But much like the British Open,
I bow to your expertise.
they played in New Zealand tonight against
that.
Vietnam. It's in group play. It is 9 p.m. our time.
Invest in the sports team to
It's
just
not.
for ego.
Forgive me if I miss it.
I know
Weekends here.
you're going to be busy watching the Barbie movie. I get it.
No, but I am going to go to Oppenheimer, and we don't go to movies. We don't go to hardly any movies at all, mostly because I never understand them. Or, when we grew up, we went to movies all the time. And the movies I watch the most are the ones I've seen a great deal of the time from 20, 30 years ago. I used to love the early James Bond movies. The last 15, I have absolutely no idea
Like
what
the Roger Moore one.
Well, I would, yeah, I mean, the new ones, the last 10, I don't understand the plot from the moment they come on the screen to the end that they come on. Now, if you want to see a lot of action, I guess that's why I wouldn't go to the, Tom Cruise's flick.
Oh, the Mission Impossible or the Maverick?
The understanding for me is impossible.
Are you going to go see it on the really big screen?
I'll go to
like-
Oppenheimer. Oh, you mean IMAX? I don't know. I haven't got that far
There's
yet.
only 2 theaters in Michigan that are
One's
carrying
next
it.
door, right?
No, that one does not have it in the 70 millimeter. Like the director prefers people to watch it on because then you get to see everything. One is in Detroit and one's in Grand
Well,
Rapids.
I know more about World War II than I know about sports, which wouldn't need to be a lot before you say that.
I would never say that.
So
but
therefore, Oppenheimer, I'm anxious to go see.
I actually minored in American history, and that was my
I just got
time
back
frame.
2 years ago from a trip out to Las Cruces and Alamogordo, and let me tell you, it is in the middle of nowhere. I don't know, when they picked a remote spot to test that thing,
They did a good
it
job?
was a remote spot.
All right, they did a good
That
job.
was 60 whatever years ago. And it ain't much more, trust me, it hasn't exactly developed today, the last time I saw it. You don't want to be driving out there and run out of gas because you're going to be there a while.
Yikes. All right, well, I look forward to your review on that next week. What else is coming up on the sports desk other than the Commanders?
There's a huge high school girls softball 3-day tryout camp in front of college coaches everywhere. Joey went and covered it this afternoon. I didn't know the East Lansing Aquatic Center had softball fields, but they do.
They do.
And 4 of them were in action today. He has a story on that.
He was in 4 different places. Good for him.
And we got one of the Lugnuts players speaks for his teammates, says that surprised those guys aren't nearly as homesick. They like being in Lansing because they claim there's a lot to do. I'll be curious to hear what he has in mind.
Okay.
So they like being in Lansing. He says all those guys enjoy being in Lansing, even though it's Class A. So good. Anyway, we got all that tonight.
You like having him here. Well, speaking of Lugnuts, there will be extra innings on Monday, but there will not be Staudt on Sports Live on Monday. And then we'll be back on Tuesday.
Why aren't we on Monday?
I won't be here.
Oh, all right. Well, I can't do it if you're not here.
I won't be here, but I do have extra innings in very good hands between Seth and Samantha, so they'll be taking care of extra innings. Monday morning at 9:30, that's when we bring in the Lugnuts voices, and they tell us all about the series. It's pretty fun.
All right. There you
All
go.
right, that's what we have. Look forward to Tim's review of Oppenheimer next week. And other than that, we'll see you at 6 o'clock for more sports. Thanks for watching.